So the Leafs may have won the game the other night against the Sharks in Marleau's return to Toronto by a score of 4-1 and got the much needed W in what has been a very shaky start to this much anticipated season in which the Leafs were among the top favorites to win the Cup this year. But I wasn't really happy. Why? Because of this.
And that's what happens when you're pressing.
Matthews got laid out by a huge hit from defenseman Brendan Dillon. At first it looked like it was a direct headshot, but most are saying that it was a solid body-on-body hit and the head was just follow-through from the hit. That's fine. Whether it was a headshot or a clean hit, the fact is, players are taking healthy runs at Matthews and have been since he first entered the NHL 3 years ago. Why? Because the Leafs have no tough guys that would deter the other team from hitting their star players and the star player, the franchise player, the much coveted number 1C. He's arguably the best player in the game outside of McJesus, or certainly the best goal scorer over the last 3 years. Nobody has a higher goals per 60-minute stat than Matthews. He's a special talent and something the Leafs have never quite seen the likes of before. He's only 22 and just scratching the surface, but there's a disturbing trend that could potentially risk his career if nothing is done to help him. In his second season, he missed 6 games due to a concussion from an incidental hit by his own teammate. Then he missed a whole month from this.
And get sandwiched.
In total, he missed 20 games that season. In his third season, he missed another 4 weeks from this. In total, another 14 games. And the hits still kept coming.
Period here, those back-to-back penalties,
and nobody came to his defense.
Trying to get it towards net. That got blocked.
Nobody stood up for him. There was no response. And now this year, we had a few more examples. Young superstar D-man Rasmus Sandin getting hit.
Get it there for a second.
No response. And newly minted captain John Tavares getting hammered.
Yeah, go ahead. Nobody steps in. Nobody does anything. You got Kapanen on the ice and guys like that. I mean, now you're going to say that's a clean hit and everything. It is. But look, guy skates right by him, knocked down. Yeah, now think about that. If that happened if Tom Wilson was on the ice, or Ryan Reeves was on the ice, you've got to stick up for your guys.
What is disturbing to me is that this Leafs team has no tough guys in terms of enforcers. The other teams have no fear and can take healthy runs at our star players all night long, knowing there will be no one to answer to. With all that Matthews has already been through in just 3 seasons with the Leafs, putting up ridiculous numbers, at least pace-wise, had he not missed all those games, you'd think they'd want to do everything in their power to protect their stars. They pay them the millions and then surround them with nobody who can protect them? Don't get me wrong, a lot of guys on the team are outstanding character players like Riley, Tavares, Muzzin, but this team is way too soft and lacks toughness, as Cherry has said all along, and Brian Burke also for many years, and I'm afraid they are both right.
You know, the Leafs, highly skilled team. I will say that it's a highly skilled team. You cannot win unless you're tough and the playoffs had proven by St. Louis.
The Leafs are bullied every time in the playoffs and I don't see them getting far. Their skill and talent might win them a round, but so far, they haven't even been able to do that. The worst part is, Matthews is getting killed out there. He's our best player, and everyone knows he's the guy to target, and he's getting no protection. At this rate, he's going to sustain either another concussion or another shoulder injury, and it will literally derail his career because once you get those shoulder problems or concussions, you are never the same again, and it gets weaker each time. We are literally on the bubble, and Matthews is one big hit or one more injury away from becoming damaged goods for the rest of his career. You're killing him, folks. That's why, as much as I don't want to believe this, because I really love this talented team of young stars they put together, and I really believe in this rebuild, I don't think they win the Cup in the next 5 years, and when Matthews' contract is up, he may walk and go home to Arizona just like John Tavares did when he left the island to come to Toronto. Matthews is one of the most special players we've ever seen, and I can't believe he's being treated like this with no protection. He's getting killed out there, and he's only 22. Still a kid in hockey age. If the Leafs expect to go anywhere far or win the Cup, they need to protect Matthews and make sure he's healthy and strong because he is the franchise, or at least Matthews was supposed to be. But it feels like we're giving him every reason to want to leave in 5 years. Arizona, by the way, looks like a great team this year and playing really well. And in 5 years, I suspect they may be knocking on the door to a Cup, which would be perfect timing for Matthews to come home. Wake up, Leafs management. You're going to lose your star one way or another by injuries or to Arizona. So you better come up with a plan to save this rebuild because it's not looking good right now. Feel free to share any comments down below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time.